It is with great pride, tempered with some honor and humility, excitement, elation, and as many positive emotive nouns that you can come up with. But most of all, a deep and unbridled sense of love and happiness to welcome you to the IBEW Local 1141 101st birthday party. Yay! I'm happy. I'm really happy. I've spent the last hour shaking hands with people I haven't seen for 20 years, and it makes me happy. It makes me really happy. I would like to thank all of our members and guests for being here. There are a lot of individuals who need to be recognized individually, and we are grateful for your contributions. We'll get to that after dinner, though, because I know you're all hungry. But first, we need to stop this off properly. So would you all rise? Please remove your hats and join me in reciting our country's Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the George Meany prayer. We start off all of our meetings with this. For those of you who don't know, George Meany was a labor leader back in the 50s and 60s, probably up until the 70s. He was a union plumber. Later, he was head of the AFL and key to the merger of that organization with the CIO. He was known for his honesty and his fight to end corruption in labor organizations. Made a lot of enemies because of that. A devout Catholic, this prayer came from one of his speeches. To my God go my prayers of thanks for granting me more than one man's share of happiness and rewards, and prayers for his continued blessing on this nation and on this movement and on each of you. Amen. Please remain standing. We would like to acknowledge our support for the courage of the Ukrainian people and recognize them in their struggles. We would also like to acknowledge our fallen brothers and sisters. Ladies and gentlemen, since I took office less than 3 years ago, we've lost 55 members. Since last April, when we were supposed to have this party, we've lost 27 members who would have been able to enjoy this, but were for the COVID delay. To me, those numbers are staggering. We've not only lost friends and relatives, but our brotherhood has lost hundreds of years of experience. If there is something that didn't get passed on or forgotten, it's lost. We'll never be able to recover that. We'll have to relearn it. So as you are enjoying your evening, please remember those who are no longer with us. A moment of silence for our deceased members, please. Thank you. You may be seated. So speaking of remembering, we also need to remember our lives, our times with each other. That's what tonight is all about, right? Remembering ourselves, remembering our friends, our past, in order to make our future better. If you'll bear with me, I got a story to tell you. As some of you know, I recently took a job with Eastern Oklahoma County as their electrical instructor. needed someone in the middle of last semester. And Cliff, our training director, yes, everybody knows him. I've known him for probably 30 years. He knew I was off work. He called me up. I took the position. Not sure how long I'll do it, but it's kind of fun to try to herd a bunch of high schoolers around, turn them into being someone who may be productive on a job. I haven't killed any of them yet, so that's a plus. And I get to send my best and brightest to Cliff. So the story is, I brought my class to the hall the other day, last week, and let them check us out. By the way, they were impressed. They really liked our hall. Kudos to everybody who's done anything in the hall to make them impressed. Thank you to Vince Phillips, if you were here, for the invite. Southwire put on a show. That's what we went to see. Thank you to Cliff for opening your doors to us. It was really special. It really was. Thank you to Don Mullins and Janice Miller for going to my class the week before and planting those seeds. I think we're going to have some members out of this class. So I'm showing the kids around the hall. Showed them my office. They were impressed with that. And all that good stuff. But in our hall, in our meeting hall, there's a photo of the attendees to the last convention in St. Louis. And there's a couple of thousand people in this picture. And it's hard to pick them out. They're all like this big. So I told my class, if anybody can find me in this picture, and I've told apprentices this before, and nobody's been able to find me, I told them I'd give them a t-shirt if they could find me. Anyone who found me, I'd give them a t-shirt. So we spent about 15, 20 minutes looking at this thing, and nobody finds me. One of the kids is smart enough to take a picture. So on the bus ride back to the school, he's looking at this picture. And the next day he comes up to me and says, "Hey, is this you?" And I look at it. And it's all blown up, centered on me. And I see this picture of this old, gray-haired, balding, fat guy. And I say, "Oh, that can't be me." And so then I look closer, I zoom it out. I see Don standing next to me, and I'm like, "Oh crap, that's me." That old, balding, gray-haired, fat guy, that's me. And this was 6 years ago. So I can't imagine how much older and balder and gray and fat that I am. And I kind of got sad, you know? Well, okay, honestly, I was totally demoralized. But then I thought about what each one of those gray hairs and each one of those missing hairs actually means. What they mean is memories. Memories of an apprentice, foreman, an estimator, sub, general contractor, good job, bad job, whatever. All of that stuff that's on my head and missing from my head is a memory. It made me feel better. So, well, we'll leave out the fat part. But again, that's what tonight was all about. Celebrating our memories and using them